Hey, how's it going, everybody? Hope you're doing well, and today we're going to be talking about this flashlight right here. This was sent to me by this company known as Tunenge. I still don't really know how to pronounce their name. I've asked and they haven't gotten back to me, but I think it's pronounced Tunenge. Tunenge. I don't know. It's a Chinese-based company. All their stuff's made in China, but they make really high-quality flashlights, and I think I've found the new king of EDC flashlights. So let's take a look at this thing, kind of go through the modes, and I'm going to tell you guys why I highly recommend this flashlight. So first we're going to take a look at the box. It's a very basic box. Has all of the different modes on the back here, the run times, the lumens, all that stuff. But we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Open it here. You just have a very basic box, and it comes with a charging cord as well. It charges via USB-C, which is super awesome. Kind of getting into that modern era of USB-C over micro USB, so cool to see that. Yep, very simple, basic box. So the flashlight that they sent me, the model number is YC800C, and you can get these on Amazon right now for about 40 bucks. They're on sale for, Black Friday, Christmas sales. I think they normally go for about 55 bucks, but on sale right now it's about 40 bucks at the time of filming this video, and I will have it linked. I will have the Amazon link in the description below if you want to go check this out. So before we actually get started and going through all the modes and everything, I wanted to compare this to another flashlight that was sent to me by Roivvon, which is this one right here. This is the Roivvon E80 Angel Eyes. And I recently did a review of this flashlight, and I honestly have never found a flashlight that I liked better more than the Roivvon. But I like the Tunenge a little bit more, and there's a couple reasons why. First one is the Tunenge is a lot cheaper. I think this goes for around $80 to $90, and this one's $40 to $50. So big, savings there, and it has basically the same features. I like the button layout a lot more. There's so many buttons on this flashlight. It's very hard to kind of keep track of it all. But you can go watch my review right there of it, and I go through all the modes there. But since I haven't used this in a little bit, I pretty much forgot all the modes. So it's kind of difficult to use. It's very, the UI is very complicated compared to the Tunenge. Second of all, it's a lot, thinner in the pocket. Even though it's not necessarily thinner right here, there's this kind of bulge right here that kind of sticks up and kind of, is uncomfortable in the pocket. You got all these, buttons protruding. So this is just super clean. All the buttons are kind of flush against the flashlight, and it's very nice. I also like the pocket clip on this one a little more. It's a lot more discreet. But the benefit of the Roivvon clip is that you can put it on a hat. So it has the hat, or bill attachment there, but it doesn't have it here. So this is just for slipping into the pocket, but it's a lot more thin, a lot more discreet, and very nice. So the Roivvon E80 is coming in at 4.19 ounces, and the Tunenge is coming in at 3.97. So not a huge difference, but when you couple that with the thinness in the pocket, it definitely does make a difference. And don't get me wrong, I think the Roivvon E80 is a fantastic flashlight, very good, and I would highly recommend it. I just wanted to show you guys, I wanted to compare these two because I think they're very close in competition, and just wanted to show you guys some options. Alright, so let's start off with build quality. So you have a full aluminum construction all the way around. You have very nice clicky buttons. And you have, kind of like a rubber texture that is on all of the buttons. You have a pretty thin, metal pocket clip, but overall this thing feels really nice in the hand. Very solid. I love the clickiness of the buttons. So build quality is very good. Okay, so taking a look at all of the different lights and modes and everything. So if you look right here at the very top, you have two different lights. Now what's really cool is that they give you basically two light colors in a way. So you have like a yellow warm light on the right, and on the left you have kind of like a bright bluish tint light, and then you have this area right here which is like your UV, your red, and those different modes. And then on the side here you have this button which is your laser and your turbo mode. So basically when this thing comes out of the box, it's locked. So if you try to access any button, it'll just blink at you 3 times. So you try to use any feature, it just blinks at you 3 times. And it also shows the battery. So if you have 4 bars, that means you're over 75%. If you have 3 bars, you're between 50 and 75, 2 bars, 25 to 50, 1 bar, 10 to 25, and 1 bar is, or a kind of different colored 1 bar is less than 10%. So right now, if I were to click this, and it would blink at me 3 times, and then it would show me I have 3 bars, which would mean I have 50 to 75% battery. And then the charging port is right here on the side, just so you guys know. So I really like that little battery indicator. So anytime the flashlight's locked, it'll always show you your battery, and it'll always blink 3 times. All right, so for this next demonstration, going through all the modes, I'm going to put up a little diagram right here on the left, and that will basically show all of the different modes and all of the different lumens. And when reviewing flashlights, I sometimes don't like reviewing flashlights because it's very, very hard to go through all of the modes and show all the different lumens. So I'm going to have this diagram up the whole time. We're going to go through each mode, and then you can follow along and see all of the lumens with all the different modes. So we're going to start on the little button on the side here. So you have your turbo and you have your laser pointer. So if you double click any button, it's going to turn it out of locked mode. And if you double click it here, you're going to get your turbo mode. So double click. This is your turbo mode right here. Extremely, extremely bright. And basically what this does is it uses both of the light modes. So it uses the kind of bright blue light and also uses your kind of warm yellow light. So you get a combination of both, and it's extremely, extremely bright. And then to get it out of that mode, you just click it once. So if you're in any mode, all you do is click that mode button 1 time, and it'll turn off. So it's very, very easy to just turn off the light and then turn on the mode you want to. So now we're going to be moving on to this main button here. What's really cool is if you look at these little indicators here, this one is labeled with a Y, and this one's labeled with a W for yellow light, and then that bright white light. All right, so to get it out of locked mode, you're going to double click. That's going to take you into the last mode that you used. And then if you want to switch through your modes, you're just going to press and hold, and it's going to kind of jump through all your modes for you. So then if you want to get out of it, you just click it once, it turns off. So very easy to switch through all your modes there. Click it once, it turns off. All right, so we're going to be moving on now to this bottom button here, and this is going to operate this light panel here. So you're going to double click, and that's going to open up your UV light. And then normally you just press and hold, it'll go through all your modes, but I'm going to go through them slower because there's a lot of modes here. So we're going to press and hold, and that's going to take you to your kind of bright white light. Going to press and hold that again. Whoops. Press and hold that. So that is the bright white light. So this is basically the brighter version of the previous mode. Press and hold again. You get your yellow light. Press and hold again, and you get your red. Press and hold again. You get your flashing red. This is like a SOS mode, so it flashes 3 times of the red and 3 times of the kind of bright white light. Press and hold again, and you're back to your UV. So basically, if you wanted to get to a certain mode, you just press and hold, and it'll jump through all your different modes for you until you find the one that you want. Press and hold, or just click it once, and it turns off. So one thing that I really like about this light is any button that you click 3 times, it'll take you into your strobe mode. So let's go with the side button here. Let's click it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. It'll start flashing. So now if you want to get to your SOS mode, you're going to click it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And now you're on SOS mode. So then click it once, it turns off. So let's say you want to put it on strobe for your yellow light. 1, 2, 3. It'll start strobing. Now let's say you want to get to SOS mode. 1, 2, 3. And now you're in SOS. Click it once, it turns off. And then clicking this button 3 times will do the strobe mode. But if you click the button 3 times on this one, it'll automatically take you to your SOS mode on the light panel here. So you click 1, 2, 3. And now you get your SOS red and bright white light there. Click it once, turns off. Boom, you're good. All right, well, that's a look at all the light modes and all the different lumens. In my opinion, the UI, really, really easy. All right, and a couple things I forgot to mention. First one, the battery on this thing is 1600 milliamp hours. And then you have a little magnetic tail end of the flashlight. So if you ever had to like stick this thing to the the hood of your car or anything like that, it's a very, very strong magnet. It works really well. All right, well, that was a look at the Tunenge YC800C. Really, really solid flashlight. I would highly recommend this thing. It'll be linked in the description if you want to go check it out, and I'll see you in the next one.